So this is lesson 106, linear equations and equations of a line through 2 points in algebra 1. A linear equation is an equation that when you graph it you get a straight line. And we've done those before, and if you remember, linear equations can always be written in the form y equals mx plus b, where b is where it crosses the y-axis, and m is the slope of the line. Alright, so we have learned all kinds of different ways to graph these equations, to write these equations, etc. What we're going to do in this lesson is I'm going to give you 2 points, such as the point 4, 2, and the point -5, -3. And if you graph that, you're going to get 4, 2, and -5, -3. And if you draw a line, you're going to get that right there. Alright, so what do I know? Not a whole lot at this point. I can't really tell where it crosses the y-axis because it looks like it's a fraction. It's somewhere between 0 and -1. And I don't necessarily know the slope. But if I draw a triangle, I can say I know my slope is y over x, and my y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know my slope is 5 over 9. Okay, but it's not always convenient to draw the graph and then count. Plus, it's real hard to find out what the y-intercept is, which is what the b is, given just a picture. So, we're going to learn how to do this without a graph. I'm going to leave my picture of my graph there to look at for right now. But what we do is we use the formula for the slope. And the formula of a slope is, remember, m is the slope. One of the y's minus the other y, and I'm going to call one just y and the other one just called y1, over x minus the other x. And it doesn't matter which ones you use as your x is your x's, whether you use the 4 is that one or the -5 is that one. We just have to use one. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at this top one where it says y minus y. Well, my first y is 2, my second y is -3. So I just did 2, this y here, minus the -3, that y. And we'll do the same with x. Now remember, if I called this the first y, I have to call this the first x. I can't use this one over here. So I'm going to use that 4 minus, and what's my y here? -5. So I have 2 plus 3 and 4 plus 5. So there's my slope. Okay, it's the same slope that I got when I counted down 5 over 9. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that slope up here. Save it, because we're going to need it. And let's go ahead and get rid of everything else that I don't need. Alright, so originally I had, well, let me put my 2 points up here. Those are important to have. So I've got 4 and 2 and -5, -3. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this equation right here and I'm going to pick one of these points, either that coordinate or that coordinate, to put in for my x and my y. So let's do both of those. So let's put a black line right down the middle. See what we can do here. Alright, so let's do this one first. So we're going to put a 2 in for y, our 5/9 in for m that we found right there, and a 4 in for x plus b. And we're going to solve for b. Now we're going to subtract 20 over 9 from both sides. Now in order to combine these, we have to have common denominators. So it's going to be 18 over 2 minus 20 over 9 equals b. 18 minus 20 is negative 2. Whoops, this is 18 over 9. 18 over 9 is 2. So we get negative 2 over 9 equals b. Okay, let's do the exact same thing on the right hand side, but I'm going to use these points instead. So instead of a 2, I'm going to use a negative 3 for my y. I'm going to keep using my slope of 5/9. My x value is negative 5 plus b. Alright, so negative 3 equals negative 25 over 9 plus b. Okay, I'm going to move that to the other side. And I'm going to find common denominators, so this is going to be negative 9 over 3. That's going to be the same as 3. Oops, no, I'm wrong here. Let's go back here. Alright, I need a 9 for my denominator, so that's going to have to be a 27, right? Negative 27 over 9 is negative 3. And this gives me negative 2 over 9 plus, or equals b. Alright, so notice, whichever point I chose, it doesn't matter if I choose this point or this one, I'm going to get the same b. Okay, so let's put that up here in red. b equals negative 2 over 9. Now if I use my y equals mx plus b right here, let's see what I get. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of this. Okay, so I just moved it out of the way there. So I'm going to write my equation, y equals 5/9 x minus 2 over 9. That is the equation of the line that goes through those 2 points that I had. Okay, and those 2 points, if you remember, are right here. Okay, those are the 2 points. So when I write it as an answer, as an equation, I leave my y and my x. I exchange my m for a 5/9 and my b for a negative 2/9. So see, this is a plus, so it's a plus a negative 2/9 or just a negative 2/9. Okay, so that is that problem. Really not much to it. Let's go to 106.3 and let's get rid of all this stuff. And 106.3 gives us the points 4, 3 and 4, negative 3. Okay, so we still have our y equals mx plus b, and again we're going to take our slope, that equation there, and our slope then is going to be one of the y's minus the other y over the x minus the x, which just gives me 6 over 0. Well, that's interesting, because if the slope is undefined, that means the slope is a straight up and down line. Okay, there is no slope. So if that's the case, this part right here makes it undefined. So a real quick and easy way that you can find out if the slope is undefined is look at your x values. If your x values are the same, your slope is undefined, and your answer is always x equals whatever number repeats itself. Okay, that ends up being your answer. That's all you need to know as far as that's concerned. Alright, let's do one more and then we'll call it good. Okay, this is 106.2, and again we have our equation that we want to look like that. So we find our m first, So our m equals one of the y's minus the other y over one of the x's minus the other x. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6 over 4 plus 3 is 7, minus 6/7. So m equals negative 6/7. Let's keep that right there. And let's get rid of everything else here. And now we're going to take our equation again, and we're going to pick one of these points. Doesn't matter which one. Let's just pick this one since it's first. We'll put the negative 2 in for y, negative 6/7 in for m, 4 in for x plus b. And now we solve it. Negative 24 over 7 plus b, multiplied those. I'm going to move this over. So I add it to both sides. I've got to find a common denominator there. So negative 14/7 is the same as negative 2. So I get 10 over 7 equals my b. Okay? So I found everything that I need. I've got my y-intercept and I have my slope. So now I just take my y equals the slope plus 10 over 7, which is my y-intercept. And I'm done. That's it. That's it for lesson 106.